I'll go ahead and get started. I'm glad it's not just me on that mic. That really is complicated. Hey, but what isn't complicated is our Employee of the Month. We've got fantastic people that work at the City of Enid. Cass, why don't you come on up, and Kathy Moore, come on up. Cass Raines has been chosen as the Employee of the Month for July. Thank you. And that involves somebody nominating him and him being selected. So there's about 500 employees. So it takes someone that gets noticed doing a fantastic job. I will say I've known Cass for a few years. I think you've worked for us for a few years now. You came to us from the newspaper, and I'm sure you did other things in the past, but you do wonderful things as the public information officer for the police department. So, Scott, you want to talk about that, and then we'll
Yes,
give him
this is Cass Raines. I wish I would have been the one that actually nominated him for this, but like many of our administrators, we probably take him for granted. Most of us probably don't even know what his job description is because he does so much. He's basically a public information officer. Someone makes reports, videos, they come and ask for that information. It's his job to deal with the media. That's what his job description is. He does much more than that. Every single division in the police department, from the administration all the way down to the cleaning people, he assists everyone as much as he can. He is also that joke every day, that smile every day, that good attitude when he comes to work every day, even when you know he can't always be that happy. He normally is. So I've called him out a couple times, but he won't go back on it. But he's that guy that when you see things put on our Facebook page, he's helping the officers solve crimes. We never had that before. We actually stole him from Enid News and Eagle. He was the crime scene reporter for Enid News and Eagle. He kept showing up, and our retired Chief O'Rourke says, we need him to work for us. So we know what information that the media needs. You see all the big police departments, Oklahoma City, OSBI, Tulsa, they've all started recruiting journalists from their local news stations as their POIs, and that's basically what we did. And he does so much for us that he also takes care of if we have events out in the public and we have need coloring books or crayons for kids at schools. All we got to do is go say, hey, Cass, this is what I've got coming up. He finds those things. When we go out to the cemeteries, put flags and stuff on our officers who has died. Cass is right in the middle of all that, organizing it, going out to Hobby Lobby, getting the flags, presenting those to us. When we have officers retire, we had one just retire. I go in, I says, we're going to need a plaque. He says, I'm already on it. A few days later, he's at Hobby Lobby bringing in our plaques. He does all of that. He helps every division out from top to bottom. A lot of us take him for granted because we don't actually know what his job description is, but because he does so much. And as the assistant chief here, and as the chief, Skaggs, when we heard that he was nominated, we looked at each other and thought to ourselves, that should have been us. We should have been the one nominating. But I feel we both take him too much for granted. And I want to thank Lieutenant Roberto Norton. He's our communications lieutenant, for nominating him and giving me the opportunity to come up here and thank him for the job he does and the attitude he brings to work every day, because at our job it's not always easy. And he brings a smile to about everybody's face in our department. And if he knows you're having a bad day, he's going to show up in your door and try to make you have a better day. That's just how Cass is. Cass, thank you very much.
Cass, I want to present you with this plaque,
Thank you.
and then a couple of coins. One is a city manager coin for outstanding performance, and one of them is a friend of the city, because obviously you are a friend of the city too. So
Thank you.
it's your turn.
Oh, well, I don't really know what to say. Captain kind of built it up pretty big, but, we work in a building with so many great people. It's really nice to be selected from among so many great folks. And I don't know, I just try and show up and do what I can to help anybody I can. And support the police department's mission and just get things done that I'm able to do and as a civilian, and not take away from our officers or administrators that have more important things to do probably, so.
Well, I would say you're getting that done.
Good.
So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.